Chosen one, you did not stumble upon these words by coincidence. This is not a passing inspiration, nor is it an accident in the digital realm. This is a sacred appointment, divinely scheduled on heaven's calendar. A moment recorded in the book of life, set apart specifically for you. There are moments on earth when heaven does not wait for human preparation, does not rely on human reasoning, but instead the Eternal One speaks. You have been led here by a force beyond your understanding. A spiritual conflict has erupted over your name, yet heaven has issued a ruling, and that ruling bears the unmistakable seal of compassion and authority. Your case has been reviewed, and it is now settled. Not because you were flawless, not because you earned it by worldly standards, but because your name was engraved in the heart of God before the beginning of time. Chosen one, this is the hour when hell shudders because a judgment has been rendered in heaven. This is the hour when sacred stillness is interrupted because you have stepped into the season of your divine revealing. What you are about to receive is not just uplifting. It is a legal declaration, an edict from the eternal throne, released in the invisible realm and now placed into your possession. Heaven is spoken and earth must respond. You are no longer wandering in the fog of uncertainty. The light has now called you by name. So now, chosen one, open your heart. Hear not only with your ears, but with your inner spirit. For this is not simply a message. This is a divine calling, summoning you back to the place created for you before time began. Place of triumph, righteousness, and royal inheritance in the one who named you, chosen one. What you need to realize now is this: a war is raging in the spiritual realm, and it revolves entirely around you. Not symbolic, not imaginary. A tangible spiritual battle is occurring over your mind, your household, your destiny, your peace, and your future. While the world observes routines and events, heaven sees sacred altars and accusations, forces of light and darkness colliding over your soul. You have felt pressure, not just from life's challenges, but from the forces of hell itself. The enemy has hurled accusation after accusation at you, using your stumbles, your delays, your heartache, and your confusion as evidence. He has murmured falsehoods into your ears in the stillness of the night, that you are abandoned, that you lack worth, that your prayers have no power. But these murmurs are not harmless. They were designed to exhaust you, to push you back, to make you abandon what God has declared over your life. But heaven has responded. The silence has ended. A holy courtroom has been called to order. And in that sacred realm beyond time, outside the scope of human sight, your name was spoken aloud. Not in accusation, not in judgment, but in your defense. You have been represented by the one whose voice causes mountains to tremble and calms raging seas. There existed a record bearing your name. Yes. Every hardship you faced, every injustice you endured, every betrayal you bore, every night you cried in silence, it was all carefully logged in the courts of heaven. At the appointed moment, that record was opened before the judge of all creation. The adversary arrived with accusations bold and relentless. He pointed to your shortcomings, your past mistakes, your seasons of doubt. He pronounced you guilty. But then everything shifted. The atmosphere changed. The judge rose. The gavel was raised. And with a sound that reverberated through eternity, it fell with authority. The ruling, not guilty, case dismissed. And you, chosen one, are no longer under condemnation. You are being declared righteous. You are not being punished. You are being shielded. You are not abandoned. You are being shown favor. The battle over your name has already been won in heaven. Now the earth is only beginning to reflect that judgment. Though your natural eyes may not yet see the full manifestation, your spirit senses the change. So pause, be still, let the weight of this truth settle upon you. The charges have been dropped. The courtroom is empty. And the voice of your God proclaims over you, enough! This one belongs to me. Type 77 in the comments below as a public sign that you accept this divine declaration. This is more than motivation. It is holy synchronization. When you type 77, you are saying, I agree, I believe. Let it be established, let it be sealed. Heaven is spoken and I am free. Chosen one, not a single tear you've shed has escaped heaven's attention. The world may have turned away. Those closest to you may have missed the pain hidden behind your quiet strength. But heaven saw it all. Every tear that fell when no one was watching was written down. Every time your hands trembled in prayer and no words would come, the Holy Spirit interceded for you with groanings too deep for language. Each night you lay awake, questioning if you had been left behind, wondering if your life still mattered. It was seen by the eyes of the one who never slumbers and never sleeps. What others deemed weakness, heaven embraced as worship. There were moments when you held your breath just to stay strong for others, even while your own soul was crumbling. And yet, you did not quit. You stood your ground. You moved forward. And without realizing it, every step you took in darkness became evidence in the light. And here lies a sacred mystery. Someone prayed for this message to reach you. Someone whose knees touched the floor in deep intercession long before you understood what was taking place. Perhaps they are still here. Perhaps they now dwell in glory. But their prayers remain alive because intercession never dies when the saints do. The very reason you are reading this now is because that prayer has reached its destined moment. CSLewis, in The Problem of Pain, wrote about the divine purpose within suffering. We are not metaphorically, but quite literally, a divine masterpiece, something God is crafting, and therefore something He will not leave unfinished until it reflects His intended beauty. Your suffering, chosen one, is not a sign of rejection, but a divine shaping, forming you into a masterpiece for this specific moment in time. Heaven has captured every tear as part of God's craftsmanship, preparing you for the precise instant when prayers, both yours and those lifted by others, are answered with heavenly accuracy. You are present in this moment not because of random encouragement, but because heaven responded with a divine blueprint to reach one soul, you, chosen one. You did not arrive here by spiritual coincidence. You were guided here through divine intention. What you're sensing now, the heaviness in your chest, the stirring in your spirit, the undeniable knowing that this word is for you is not emotional manipulation. It is spiritual confirmation. Your soul remembers what heaven recorded long ago. You are awakening now because the plea you whispered in the night has returned as a declaration in God's daylight. The pain you endured was genuine, but so was heaven's documentation. And now that evidence has been presented in the highest court, and the judge has not only ruled in your favor, he has sealed the judgment with the blood of his Son. That is why the courtroom of heaven is no longer echoing with debate. It is resounding with victory. So let your tears fall freely. Do not hide them. Do not feel ashamed of what you've been through. Your crying didn't weaken you. It positioned you. What felt like solitary anguish has now become divine proof. And the answer that comes is not just to comfort you, it comes to establish triumph. Chosen one, there is a dimension more real than anything your eyes have encountered. A courtroom that does not function under earthly systems, but under the supreme authority of heaven itself. This is not a metaphor. It is not poetic expression. It is a consecrated eternal realm where justice is flawless and mercy reigns. It was in this very sacred space that your case was brought forth. Your name was spoken, not in accusation, but in holy consideration. The enemy appeared confidently before the throne, listing every fault, every failing, every hidden moment of weakness. He came thoroughly prepared, as he always does, presenting your brokenness, your sin, and your perceived disqualification. But as the darkness unveiled its argument, the atmosphere shifted instantly. Your defender stood. The Son of God did not plead your case with mere words. He raised his hands, still bearing the marks of the cross, and with absolute authority he proclaimed, "This one belongs to me. I have paid the cost. Their debt is erased. Their name is inscribed in my book." There was no rebuttal. No accusation could stand. The courtroom was silent. Then the gavel of God struck, not with condemnation, but with righteousness. The ruling was not guilty. The sentence was redemption. The case wasn't ignored. It was sealed in divine grace. You were not condemned. You were commissioned. You weren't evaluated by your past or the heaviness of your guilt. You were covered by the blood of the Lamb. And that blood still speaks louder than your failures and stronger than every lie ever whispered against your destiny. Revelation 12:10 identifies Satan as the accuser. But verse 11 reveals a greater truth. You conquer him not through flawless living, but by the blood and through the word of your testimony. And that testimony begins now, not tomorrow, not eventually, but this very moment. Your trial is finished. Heaven has made its ruling, and that decision cannot be reversed. So walk confidently in that truth, chosen one. You are not the casualty of your story. You are the vessel chosen for its redemption. The accusations no longer carry any legal power. The shame that once weighed you down no longer has a claim on you. What once seemed like disqualification has now become undeniable proof of God's mercy. The courtroom of heaven is transformed into the launching pad of your calling. And the same one who ruled in your favor is the one now sending you forth, covered in grace and equipped with power. The case is closed, the chains are broken, and your divine assignment begins. CSLewis in The Weight of Glory speaks of this sacred commissioning to bring joy to God, to become a real part of his divine happiness, to be loved by God, not merely tolerated, but cherished. As an artist treasures his creation, or as a father delights in his child. It may seem beyond comprehension, a burden of glory too weighty for human thought. Yet so it is, chosen one. Your redemption in heaven's court is not merely about compassion. It is divine joy, a commission to carry the brilliance of God's presence. The judgment of redeemed is now your empowerment to go forth, not as a casualty, but as a carrier of holy joy, sent with spiritual authority to fulfill the purpose you were born for. Chosen one, you must grasp this truth. What has been decided in heaven does not remain inactive. When the judge speaks, heaven responds. And in this very moment, a messenger has already been released on your behalf. This is not symbolic. This is not poetic imagination. This is divine order. Just like in the book of Daniel, chapter 10, the moment you turned your heart towards seeking God, the instant your soul reached upward through exhaustion and silence, your voice was heard. Your cries did not vanish into emptiness. They pierced the chambers of heaven, and God issued the command, send help, send response, send the answer. For weeks, for months, perhaps even years, you questioned whether your breakthrough was postponed, whether your prayers were buried under life's noise. But the truth is, delay was never denial. It was spiritual resistance. The answer had already been dispatched, but opposition in the unseen realm rose up against the will of God. Just as the angel told Daniel, from the very first day you humbled yourself, I was sent. But the prince of darkness resisted me, so it has been with you. But now that resistance has been shattered. The opposition has grown silent. The walls that blocked your breakthrough are collapsing even now. And so the angel approaches. You might not see it with your natural eyes, but your spirit already senses it. The trembling in your chest, the increase in visions and dreams, the sudden tears, the quiet clarity, these are not random. They are signs of divine movement in the realm you cannot see. For Psalm 91:11 proclaims, He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. That divine order has already been issued. And now the angel arrives, not empty, not with another test, but carrying your full and complete answer. Some angels are sent with healing. Others deliver provision. Some bring direction. But this one comes with justice, divine restitution, and restoration that cannot be undone. It carries what was taken from you, what was delayed, what was hidden beneath prolonged seasons. Heaven never dispatches an angel without a purpose. And this particular mission is centered on you. The silence is breaking. The door is unlocking. The atmosphere around you is changing. What was once bound is being released. What was concealed is now being brought into the light. You are not in a waiting season for heaven's decision. You are living in the moment of heaven's reply. The messenger is no longer on the way. He is already near. And everything surrounding you spiritually and naturally is aligning, because what has been loosed from above cannot return void. The seal has been broken. The angel has been sent forth. And what bears your name is making its way straight into your hands. Chosen one, there are moments when God sends angels to deliver a message, to protect, or to intervene. But then there are moments so sacred, so intense, so weighty, with divine purpose, that He does not send anyone He comes himself. This is one of those sacred hours. You are not simply observing an answered prayer. You are encountering a divine intervention. Heaven is responding, not only through messengers, but through majesty. This is not just comfort. This is takeover. The Lord of hosts has entered the battlefield of your life, not as a bystander, not as a gentle breeze, but as a ruling commander. The judge has stood up from his seat. The king has stepped down from his throne. And when God rises, everything changes. No demon can remain. No accusation can hold. No hindrance can last. When the Holy One enters, he does not bargain with darkness. He does not wait for permission. He speaks, and the earth is compelled to respond. Do you remember Moses, alone in the desert, weary from running, burdened by failure, convinced his purpose had passed him by, and suddenly a flame appeared within a bush, and the angel of the Lord was there. But soon after, God himself called to him from within the fire. First came the sign, then came the voice. First the angel, then the Almighty. And that is what is unfolding in your life now. You have witnessed the signals. You have sensed the stirring. But now the Holy One is speaking. He has come to interrupt the ordinarity, to upend the routine, to step directly into the storm that tried to consume you. When God descends, even the mountains tremble. Isaiah 64:1 proclaims, "Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down, that the mountains might quake at your presence." That is not poetic metaphor. It is a present reality. God is tearing open the heavens over your life. He is stepping into your finances, into your physical body, into your household, and into your divine calling. You sense it, even if you cannot fully define it, that weight in your chest, that sudden calm, that sacred interruption. It is not anxiety, it is divine presence. Chosen one, this is more than a breakthrough. It is a supernatural reversal. The case brought against you has been overturned. The waiting has been dismissed. The chains that once held your destiny captive are now breaking, not because of your strength, but because of his arrival. This is not a time to question. This is the moment to surrender. The one who created you, who understands you, who has called you, is now standing in the center of your life, not as a passive witness, but as the one who has taken over. He has not come in anger, but in rescue. Not to crush, but to carry. Not to test, but to transform. What was once unreachable is now within your grasp. What had been shut is now opening. What was once silent is now echoing with divine decree. The moment is no longer approaching, it has arrived. God has intervened, and when he steps in, victory is not a question of possibility. It is the certainty of timing. Chosen one, this is not merely a divine disruption. It is a divine invitation. When heaven moves, it doesn't just restore what was taken. It releases what has been hidden all along. A door now stands open before you. This door is not crafted by human hands. It is not governed by systems or shaped by worldly powers. It is a door carved by God's sovereign will, formed by his own hands, and marked with your name. Revelation 3:8 proclaims, "See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut." That assurance is no longer far off. It is here. That door is not in the future, it is present. This is not simply opportunity, it is divine appointment. Behind that door lies a fresh chapter, authored by the Creator of life himself. It is not another phase of merely surviving, but a time of relief, rebuilding, restoration, and reigning. This door does not open into delay or repetition. It leads to the fulfillment of purpose. You asked for peace, and behind this door is joy that quiets sorrow. You cried out for provision, and behind this door is abundance that erases the memory of lack. You hoped for healing, and behind this door is completeness that redefines who you are. But know this, such a door does not swing open without resistance. The enemy saw it long before you did. That is why the warfare increased. That is why confusion clouded your perception. That is why a heavy burden tried to weigh down your heart. The battle was not random. It was strategic. The enemy recognized that this door would mark the end of his influence. He knew that if you ever stepped through, his schemes would no longer touch you. He fought ferociously, but heaven fought greater. CSLewis, in Letters to Malcolm, chiefly on prayer, reflects on the urgency within holy moments. We are always fully and therefore equally known to God. That is our divine destiny, whether we embrace it or not. And although this truth never changes, the depth of how we are known can. A sacred mastery is hidden in the act of our response. Chosen one, the open door before you is your moment to respond to God's intimate knowledge of you. The resistance of the enemy was aimed at your delay, but stepping through this threshold is not just obedience, it is sacred mastery. It is your holy agreement with heaven's summons, unlocking the purpose God has always seen within you. Now the door is open, but it is not enough to simply admire it. You must walk through it. Do not linger at the edge in indecision. Do not let fear keep you frozen while divine glory waits just beyond. This door is not for those who hesitate. It is for the willing. It is for those prepared to release what was once familiar and step boldly into what has been divinely promised. Chosen one, your time is now. The door heaven has ordained is open before you. No man can close it. No curse can block it. No past can cancel it. Walk forward, not with pride, but with divine confidence. Not in fear, but in bold faith. You do not walk this path alone. The one who opened the door walks beside you through it. What awaits on the other side will not only bless you, it will strengthen you. It will anchor your purpose. It will activate everything that has been waiting for your obedience. The door is open. Your name is written on it. Your future lies beyond it. And heaven is waiting for you to step into it. Chosen one, with every open door from God comes not only divine opportunity, but sacred urgency. This is more than a moment of encouragement. It is a prophetic warning. A trumpet has sounded in the realm of the Spirit. The time is now. Heaven is not silent. The Spirit of God is not whispering, He is calling. And your next step will determine what unfolds from this divine hour. Too often people sense God's presence and delay. They hear the invitation but put off their response. They tell themselves, I'll pray later. I'll obey when the timing feels better. I'll surrender when life slows down. But heaven does not wait on human convenience. When God opens a door, He expects forward movement. When He speaks, He expects your attention. When He reaches out, He expects you to grab hold without delay. There are defining moments in life where postponement is not just unwise, it is dangerous. And this is one of those moments. The door will not remain open indefinitely. The window will not stay wide forever. The divine alignment over your life is too holy, too exact, too urgent to be taken lightly. Chosen one, God is asking for your full response now, not later. Hesitation may seem innocent, but it could cost you what eternity has prepared just for you. Do you remember Lot? The angels came to rescue him from destruction, and they did not say, "Take your time." They declared, "Run now, do not look back." The flames were real, the judgment was near, and the urgency came straight from heaven. Likewise, the Lord is not offering soft reassurances. He is releasing a divine alarm. He is proclaiming, "Move immediately. Obey without delay. Let go of fear, doubt, apathy, and indecision. Step fully into what I have prepared." This is not a time for partial surrender. This is not a season for hesitant obedience. This is a sacred window, an exact spiritual alignment in which heaven is attentively watching to see your response. Chosen one, don't allow comfort to chain you to delay. Don't allow fear to steal this divine alignment. Don't allow the familiar to imprison you in a chapter God is closing. What God is placing before you is not just a blessing, it is a shift in your destiny. This is your divine appointment. This is your sacred summons. This is the voice of the Lord saying, "The time is now. Cross the threshold. Say yes. Don't look back. Heaven is in position. Earth is responding. And now it's your moment." Chosen one, the instant you responded, something shifted. What hovered heavily over your life began to break open. Heaven's silence was lifted. Delay has been dismantled. And the spiritual climate surrounding you has shifted. You are no longer lingering on the brink of promise. You are walking into it. You are no longer defined by the war you've survived, but by the mission you're now stepping into. This is not the final chapter of your journey. It is the ignition of your divine purpose. You have not just endured, you've been chosen. You are not merely rescued, you've been commissioned. The very struggles that once threatened to shatter you have become the solid ground of your authority. What was designed to destroy you has instead refined you. What once seemed to disqualify you has become the very testimony that qualifies you to speak to those still walking through the storms you've overcome. Heaven is not merely restoring you, it is deploying you. You are being sent, not in the distant future, not later, but now. You bear the mark of someone called by God and refined in the fire. That mark may be invisible to human eyes, but it is unmistakable in the spirit realm. Demons recognize it. Angels are activated by it. The enemy fears it. Heaven celebrates it. That mark declares this one has been tested, refined, forgiven, and chosen. So rise, chosen one. You no longer carry the label of the condemned. You carry the mantle of the anointed. You do not walk as one still searching for meaning. You walk as one who is purpose in motion. The Lord your God didn't just restore your life. He is now establishing your position. And He will make your story a living testimony, silencing every voice of doubt, shame, fear, and accusation. What lies ahead of you is not just recovery, it is legacy. Your obedience in this moment will bless not only you, but generations yet to come. The cycles you've broken are finished for good. The generational curses that once followed your family line end with you. God has not only rescued you, He has appointed you as a gate. Others will step into freedom because you chose not to give up. You are a barrier breaker, a bloodline restorer, a history maker. So do not retreat. Do not second guess your readiness. You are not advancing in your own strength. You are moving forward with the full authority of heaven backing you. You are walking in the wake of a verdict already declared in your favor. The judge has made his ruling. The door has swung open. The angel has been released. Now it is your time to advance, not with hesitation, but with confidence, as one who knows the King has issued the command. This child belongs to me, and I commission them now. Chosen one, this is your divine moment. All things in the spiritual realm have come into alignment for you to receive these words, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Heaven has rendered its decision. The court has spoken. The chains are broken. The door is open. And now, what remains is your response. This is not about feelings. It is about agreement. It is not about knowing every step in advance. It is about trusting the one who holds every step in his hands. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to perfect yourself first. You don't have to wait until everything feels right. What is required of you now is simple. Believe. Believe not only that God exists, but that He is speaking directly to your heart. Believe that the miracle already set in motion bears your name. Believe that your story is not ending in disgrace, but beginning anew in divine glory. So if your heart is stirring right now, if your spirit senses this is the hour heaven has ordained, then raise your voice. You can say it softly, you can whisper it, you can weep it, you can speak it in silence, but let it come from the core of your soul. Lord, I hear you. I accept your word. I step into what you have designed for me. I release my past, my wounds, and every delay. I let go of what I was never meant to carry. I take hold of what you are offering. I trust you. I follow you. I am yours. I believe what you have spoken over my life. I proclaim the case is settled, the door is open, and I belong to you. Now pause. Inhale deeply. Let the truth of that reality wrap around you like a sacred covering. Something has just shifted, not only around you, but deep within. You may not feel a rush of emotion. You may not hear the heavens roar. But in the spiritual realm, your name has just been inscribed in a new way. You have stepped over a line. What once held you is gone. What lies ahead is wrapped in blessing. Allow me to pray over you now. May this prayer act as a divine seal, a holy flame, a shield that follows you as you enter the fullness of God's plan for you. Father, in the powerful name of Jesus, I lift up your chosen one. Silence every falsehood and shatter every curse. Let the weight of guilt and the shadow of shame dissolve in the brilliance of your mercy. Dispatch angels to encircle them, to safeguard their journey, to wage war in the unseen. Awaken what has been dormant. Renew their strength. Ignite the fire of their calling. Swing open every door that no human hand can close. Let waves of restoration touch every place that once held pain. May the decree from heaven remain unshaken, redeemed, renewed, cherished, and commissioned. Let this be the moment that separates the past from the future, you have written. In the mighty name of Jesus, so let it be. Amen. Now, chosen one, move forward. Step with faith. Move with power. Walk as someone who's been declared righteous, summoned, and sent forth. The case is finished. The calling is released. The future starts here.